They met like the sun meets the moon, drawn together by an invisible force. He, the calm to her storm. She, the laughter to his quiet strength. Years intertwined, their love a tapestry woven with laughter, shared dreams, and whispered promises. He was her safe harbor, the one constant in a world of change. She was his muse, the fire that ignited his soul. Their connection, a symphony of two souls harmonizing. They believed their love was invincible, a fortress against the storms of life. Little did they know shadows lurked around the corner, threatening to unravel the very fabric of their commitment. The air crackled with excitement. Wedding bells chimed in their future. She dove into the blissful chaos of planning, each detail meticulously chosen to reflect their shared joy. The dress, a cloud of white, promised a future brighter than the diamonds sparkling on her finger. He watched his bride-to-be blossom, her happiness a radiant glow. He pictured their life together, a home filled with laughter and the pitter-patter of tiny feet. Their love story, he believed, was about to embark on its most beautiful chapter yet. Invitations sent, venue booked, every detail whispered of their commitment. But beneath the surface of champagne toasts and satin ribbons, a seed of doubt began to grow. A missed call, a late night at work, whispers of a storm brewing. The first crack appeared subtly. A text message left open on his phone, a name she didn't recognize. Words that sent a chill down her spine. He brushed it off, a work colleague, he insisted, his eyes a touch too quick to look away. She wanted to believe him, to cling to the image of the man she loved. But the seed of doubt once planted began to take root. Sleep became elusive, replaced by nights spent analyzing his every word, every touch. The world around her, once awash in the soft hues of love, now seemed harsh. The colors garish. The weight of her suspicions, a leaden cloak, threatened to suffocate her. The truth, when it arrived, was a cruel whisper in the dark, a late-night confrontation, tears streaming down her face as she held up a phone, the evidence undeniable. His silence spoke volumes, confirmation of her worst fears. The world tilted on its axis. Her heart, once overflowing with love, shattered into a million pieces. How could the man who promised her forever betray her so completely? The pain was a physical blow, stealing her breath, leaving her gasping for air in a world suddenly devoid of color. The life they had built together, the dreams they had dared to dream, crumbled around her like dust. All that remained was the bitter taste of betrayal and the deafening silence of his deceit. The days that followed were a blur of pain and disbelief. The wedding, once a symbol of hope and promise, now loomed like a specter of what could have been. Friends and family rallied, their voices a dull roar against the deafening silence of her own despair. She found herself adrift in a sea of grief, the lifebuoy of their love ripped away, leaving her vulnerable to the crashing waves of heartache. Sleep offered no escape, haunted by nightmares of his betrayal. Food lost its taste, replaced by the bitter tang of bile rising in her throat. The world moved on, oblivious to her pain. But for her, time stood still, frozen in the moment her heart shattered. She was a fragile porcelain doll, broken beyond repair, the pieces of her former self scattered and lost. Section 6. Picking up the pieces. Slowly, agonizingly, the fog began to lift. The pain remained, a constant ache in her chest, but with each sunrise came a glimmer of resolve. She would not let his betrayal define her. She would rise from the ashes of their love, stronger, fiercer. Support came from unexpected places, a kind word from a stranger, the unwavering love of her family and friends. Each act of kindness, a tiny stitch mending the gaping wound in her heart. She began to see that while love could be lost, her own spirit remained unbroken. The wedding was cancelled, the dress returned, each action a symbolic severing of the ties that bound her to the past. With each step she reclaimed her power, her voice rising from the ashes of heartbreak, stronger, clearer. Section 7. The Long Road Back. Healing, she discovered, was not a straight line, but a winding path with unexpected detours. There were days when the pain threatened to drown her, when the memory of his betrayal felt as sharp as the day it happened. But she learned to ride the waves of grief, to allow herself to feel the pain without letting it consume her. She sought solace in nature, finding solace in the quiet strength of ancient trees and the relentless crashing of ocean waves. Yoga became her sanctuary, her body a vessel through which she channeled her pain, transforming it into strength. With each passing day, the darkness began to recede, replaced by a glimmer of hope. She realized that while her heart would forever bear the scars of his betrayal, it was also capable of healing, of loving again. Section 8. Finding strength, choosing forgiveness. The road to forgiveness, she discovered, was the most arduous journey of all. Anger, resentment, a desire for retribution. These emotions warred within her, but she knew that holding on to hatred would only poison her own spirit. Forgiveness, she realized, was not about condoning his actions, but about releasing herself from the shackles of the past. It was a gift she gave herself, a way to move forward without carrying the weight of his betrayal on her shoulders. She began to see his actions not as a reflection of her worth, but as a symptom of his own failings. And in that realization, she found a measure of peace. Forgiveness, she learned, was not a destination but a journey, a daily choice she made to let go of the pain and embrace the possibility of a brighter future. Section 9. Scars and Lessons. Scars, she came to understand, were not signs of weakness but badges of courage, reminders of battles fought and won. The experience, though excruciating, had forced her to confront her own vulnerabilities, to discover a strength she never knew she possessed. She emerged from the wreckage of her broken heart, transformed, a spirit tempered by fire. The world had tried to break her, but she had emerged stronger, wiser, more resilient. She had looked into the abyss of heartbreak and emerged, not unscathed, but whole. The future stretched before her, no longer a desolate wasteland, but a canvas upon which she could paint a new destiny filled with love, joy, and the quiet confidence of a woman who had weathered the storm, and emerged not unbroken, but unbowed.